Hello, I'm Brandon. Today in the news, basically, the government and several political public leaders have been voicing their opinions on the Pakistani mosque or Iranian mosque or the Islamic mosque. That basically, there's two defenses going on right now. The main defense is that there is going to be terror ties or Islamic terror ties, terrorist activities and things like that happening in these places. The worry and the distraught thoughts and ideas that these people are having are a little overkill. Basically, as Americans, if they are Americans, whoever is living in America, provided they're not aliens and visitors and stuff like that, such as those on visa and passports, um, they have the right to be here to distinguish and use those constitutional rights that we have. The thing that is trying to overview that the American people don't understand is that if you have a mosque or you have a church organization, that church organization is on local government, soil. So basically, how do you want to say this? If you have a church and you can see who goes in it and who goes out of it, there's such things as having surveillance systems set up and in place. The majority of all national leaders and political players are saying that we're going to have terrorist cells and these are all bad things to have happen because terrorists are going to come and we'll have homegrown terror cells because people are going to come over here, they're going to study, and they're going to become hate-filled and other things like that. And then they're going to go out and destroy our American values and society and things like this. My opinion is to the American people is that you allow these things to have happen because the fact is that if you can put sleeper agents in there or you can put people that are educated enough to monitor and know what's going on, as long as they don't segregate, because if you have groups, which comes into another factor, is that if you have a public organization such as a mosque that can have Muslim in there or not, you should be able to go in and put people in there to view and modify and make sure that those things are not happening. That's people on the inside, and that's also there's other things such as you can do things on the outside, as putting up surveillance systems in places like that and things like this. Do you really want to go to the extent and say, oh, they're going to put surveillance systems up? Basically, when just cause happens, that if there is such things like that happening, you'd have to believe and understand and know that there's not going to be any type of political mischief happening. Meaning, if you have homegrown terror cell agents that are in Afghanistan or areas where they are predominantly heavily active, okay, if those people are going to be coming over here to the United States, basically, you know, um, you can basically set up and have a lot better and easier track of trying to catch these people in places where mosques are available that they would be supposedly trying to visit and create better followings for Allah and other things like this. So basically, we need to allow and keep and allow these things to have happen. Just as the president said, and which will be is stated, is that these people have the freedoms to practice religion because they are Americans and things like that. So you cannot take that away from anybody or anything like that. So that is the government standpoint on the side of the effect of what's going to have happen and what will happen. So the thing is that you cannot or will not change anything to that fact. That is basically the presumptuous factor of what will happen in America and what will be done. Um, the thing is that what we need to do is make sure that people are receptive of the idea, and that basically we protect the rights of those that are here legally, and we need to prevent terroristic things like that from happening. So there will need to be some type of precautions set in place, and if there is or isn't Islamic ties or the Islamic problems, meaning Islamic problems with terror-related instances. Some people have the strong belief that they have to praise Allah, and that goes against other values such as doing terroristic activities to die for these great things that they believe in. Some of them do. These are more the terroristic beliefs and views, I believe, than the actual religion themselves. So, in all, we have to decide how long we're going to let this be a debate, and how we can embrace and prevent terror activities from happening, because this is not going to go away, and there should be no distinguishing of two different religious parties or other religious parties, but there shouldn't be no distinguishing between two different religious parties, or any religious parties. So basically, in all what I've basically said, since we've been here, is that the religious organizations have the right to do what they want to do. When it becomes a time in which it becomes an occult, in which they want to cause tyranny against the United States, just as the cult Davidian, the places like this that have that going on become then a national threat and also a security threat to the nation. Those things will be taken care of and handled at those times when it does happen. It is best to let those things to happen, because it will draw in, and if it does have such a great terroristic threats and terroristic problems, that when those things get drawn in, they will take and bring in those types of people that do those types of things. If it brings in those types of things, then we can catch and have better monitoring systems in place for those problems to be better seen. Meaning, if you have people that are in terroristic plots, doing terroristic plots, then they'll be drawn in from out of overseas. They'll be drawn into the United States of America. They will probably most likely go to the mosque, or they'll most likely go to the leaders of the being in the mosque. If this happens, then we have the ability to control and manipulate and view and oversee and oversight of their practices and principles, what they'll be doing while they're in the United States. So therefore, when this happens, then we can take and be able to monitor them, and if they are eventually a threat, then we can take care of the situation in neutral times. So therefore, all the hype and everything, all the belief is therefore no longer a threat into a basic principle of society. You have to go back and rely upon the government to do their job, and their place is what it's supposed to be, and that is to protect and to serve the United States of America from foreign enemies, domestic and so forth. So therefore, that's the oath that the president takes, that's the oath that we take when we go into office, that's the oath we take when we're going into the military. Therefore, when that happens, then you can take care of those things that are happening. So please, America, do not get overtangled by the thoughts and the beliefs that are happening right now on the TV. They're trying to pull another views. They're trying to pull their views, and they're trying to put their left wing or west wing or whatever they're trying to do. They're trying to pose them ideas and thoughts onto you to brainwash you. So please do not get overhyped, and let these things to continue to happen so we can better monitor them and take care of the little terrorists that are happening to come over here. Thank you. Bye. This is Brandon Smith.